Hi everyone, my name is Iftine. I am from the Seed Network and I am here today to answer the top questions about Ramadan. First question, what is Ramadan? So Ramadan is the holy month for us Muslims in the year. Our calendars go by the moon cycles. So Ramadan can happen anytime throughout the year. It's currently happening right now this year. And during that month, we just fast, do our prayers. It's just a spiritual month, a month to get closer to God. Next question, why do Muslims fast during Ramadan? So us Muslims fast during Ramadan as a way of us to get closer to God and build our spirituality. It's about staying away from harmful things or bad habits that you may have and focusing on what's more important, which are the prayers and going to the mosque, reading more Quran and all that. So that's why Ramadan is very important to us Muslims. What are the rules of fasting during Ramadan? So the rules are we don't eat and we don't drink water, but not for the entire month. We just don't eat or drink water or drink anything in general from sunrise till sunset. A lot of people think that it's for 30 days, which is crazy, but it's just sunrise to sunset. How long do Muslims fast each day during Ramadan? So this depends on which country you live in because like I said, it is from sunrise till sunset. So here in Melbourne, Australia, where I currently live, we stop eating at around 6 a.m. currently, and then we break our fast around 7:30. However, daylight savings is coming up, so the hours will change. And then for example, in Europe and America, all those other countries will be completely different. I've heard of some countries having to fast for 20 hours, which is a very, very long time. But yeah, it just depends what country you live in and obviously the season. During winter, hours are shorter that you need to fast. During the summer, hours are longer. Can pregnant or breastfeeding women fast during Ramadan? Normally, it's a no. However, it is up to the individual. They are not required to fast, however, because if you're pregnant, you have another life inside of you, so you need to be able to give it nutrients and all that. And also when you're breastfeeding, it's very important to have nutrients in your body for the baby. However, you do have to make up your days once you have given birth, once you're done breastfeeding. Normally it's before the next Ramadan starts, but just whenever you can. How do Muslims maintain their energy levels during Ramadan? So obviously you won't be eating any food or drinking water, so it is recommended to wake up for suhoor and eat and drink water so you can at least have something in your stomach that day. And some people stay away from exercising, or some people like to exercise way before the sun rises. So they eat, they drink, and then they work out. Therefore, they can drink water while they're working out. And then by the time their workout is done, that's khalas, you can't drink water anymore. Or people tend to work out after iftar, so once the sun has already set, because if you work out while you're fasting, you may pass out from dehydration and all that. Basically, I like to just stay chill all day. I don't really like to do anything too crazy because I don't want to feel lightheaded, and I have felt lightheaded before, so I just like to take it easy, super chill type of day, and then once I break my fast, I'm gonna do an activity then. That is the perfect time to do whatever I like to do. What is the significance of the pre-dawn meal, suhoor, during Ramadan? So suhoor is what us Muslims eat prior Fajr. Fajr is the morning prayer. So as I said earlier, we don't eat from sunrise till sunset. So you can eat anything you like prior sunrise. So we wake up in the morning, tend to eat something. I like to personally just have a glass of water because I don't really get hungry during the day, I get more thirsty. So I like to have a glass of water as my suhoor. It is recommended to have dates, as the Prophet ﷺ ate dates for starting his fast and also breaking his fast. And yeah, you wake up, eat your food, drink your water, make sure you're hydrated, pray your morning Fajr, and normally go back to bed and then wake up later on. Do you lose weight during Ramadan? This is a very commonly asked question because it's for a whole month, you're not eating during the day, you're not drinking any water, so you must lose weight, right? No, you actually gain weight or you stay the same, to be honest, because if you really think about it, you haven't ate all day, and then iftar is always like, yummy foods that, and a lot of cultures have foods that they eat specifically during Ramadan, and who doesn't love eating like all that type of food? So people just shove it down their throats and eat everything, and then maybe go out to dinner and eat that, and then go for dessert after, because it's like, oh no, I haven't ate all day, let me treat myself. And that treating yourself ends up turning into either gaining weight or just staying the same weight. I've never heard of anyone ever losing weight during Ramadan. That is not a thing. Can children fast during Ramadan? Well, normally I wouldn't say, it's up to the parent, up to the child, I guess. However, personally, I feel like a kid, if they want to fast, they can, but they shouldn't be made to fast. They are a child. I feel like as you grow up, you understand the proper meaning of Ramadan, and that it's more than just staying away from food and water. So it's easier for an adult or a teenager to fast during the day, whereas a child, it's a bit more difficult because for them it's just staying away from food and water. Also, us Muslims believe that one should start fasting once they hit puberty. So obviously that depends on the person, but I just feel like if the kid is able to, that is great, and if they're not able to, that is totally okay. Can someone break their fast if they are sick or traveling? Yes. So if you are traveling, you don't have to fast, but you do have to make up your days like later on. And if you're sick, of course, you do not have to fast. The only time a person needs to fast is if they are totally healthy, and that is it. If you are sick, if you have a disability, if you're pregnant, if a woman's on her period or anything like that, you do not have to fast. You just do need to make up your fast later on. Also, elderly people do not need to fast if they are not capable of fasting. What are some common foods eaten during Ramadan? So each culture have their own take on food. I am Somali myself, so we like to eat like bagia, hamir, or mandasi, sambusa, and like this mango drinks, like smoothies to break our fast with. Obviously dates are the most common one because that's how the Prophet ﷺ used to break his fast. So it's a sunnah, and a sunnah is something that is strongly recommended, as that is what the Prophets used to do, and it's good to try to do what they did back then incorporate it into our lives basically. So I would say the most common thing worldwide would definitely be dates. What is the significance of reciting the Quran during Ramadan? So the Quran is the holy book for us Muslims, and reading the Quran in general is very, very important. It is very important to read the Quran. However, during Ramadan, it is even more important because Ramadan is a holy month. So us Muslims, during Ramadan especially, we try to read the Quran when we are done praying. A nice time to read the Quran, I like to read the Quran at times, would be after my Fajr prayer in the morning, or when I go to the mosque to pray Taraweeh. I'll go to the mosque, pray Isha'i, do a bit, and then do the Taraweeh prayer, and then possibly even read Quran before Taraweeh or Isha'i begins. What is Eid al-Fitr and how is it celebrated? So Eid al-Fitr is the Eid that us Muslims celebrate after Ramadan ends. So we have two Eids in the year, but this one occurs after Ramadan. Everyone celebrates Eid differently. My family, how we celebrate it is we go to the morning prayer all together, which is very early in the morning. And then we come home, we get ready, everyone puts their Eid outfits on, like everyone gets a new outfit, get ready together, and then we head off to my grandma's house. And then at my grandma's house, my mum's side, we all meet up, we all have a traditional breakfast together, and that is when we give each other money, or like normally for the kids get money or little gifts and stuff, eat sweets together. And then after all that, me and my family tend to do a dinner together. We either do a dinner or we go to an Eid festival, which is a festival that has many, many rides. I used to go to them a lot when I was younger, and now my siblings go to them. I tend to not go because it is very, very loud over there. What is the significance of Laylatul Qadr during Ramadan? So Laylatul Qadr is a very important day, as that is the day us Muslims believe that the Quran was brought down by God to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and was to spread the word of God. That day happens during the last 10 days of Ramadan, and you never know, we don't know what day it is in like particular, but it's just very important to just pray and make dua, because that day us Muslims believe that our prayers and dua are like really important to do on that day, and it really matters. So just, you know, pray, do your dua and all that, inshallah everything works out for you. What is the significance of the last 10 days of Ramadan? So us Muslims believe that during the last 10 days, one of the days is going to be Laylatul Qadr. Basically, that day is when the Quran was sent down from Allah to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to spread the word of Islam for the Ummah. And we don't know which day it occurs. All we know is that it's one of those 10 days. And basically, on that day, like, your dua is very important, making dua, doing the prayers and all that, because whatever you ask for, whatever you pray for will happen for you. So that's why the last 10 days are very important for us Muslims. How can non-Muslims support their Muslim friends during Ramadan? Personally, when I'm around my non-Muslim friends while I'm fasting, they're very nice enough to be like, oh, I'll go eat over there, or I'll drink over there. And personally, it doesn't really bother me. I'm like, if you need to eat, if you need to drink. But it's very nice for them to just ask if I'm comfortable being around food. I guess just asking if maybe them being around food is making them uncomfortable, or thinking about food, and it's hard to be around food sometimes when you are fasting. So, just ask your Muslim friend, hey, is it okay if I eat around you? And if they say, is it okay if you move or anything like that, please don't take offense to it. It's just that, they haven't ate all day, so kind of get what they mean, Can non-Muslims participate in Ramadan? So obviously it's not compulsory for them because they are not Muslim. However, if you want to try out fasting from sunrise to sunset, for all means, go ahead. It's a good way to just try it out. I've had non-Muslim friends in the past who have tried it. We've woken up very early in the morning in the past, went to go get suhoor at 3, 4 in the morning, munching it in our cars, and then, going home. And then, me checking in on them, making sure they're okay, throughout the day, and them really struggling. But, they push through, and then we like to break our fast together. I feel like it's a fun thing to do, but obviously it is not mandatory if you are not Muslim. Ramadan is only for Muslims, and it's only compulsory for Muslims. If you're not Muslim and you want to give it a go, why not give it a go, Just try it out. Thanks to everyone who has made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you watching to the very end and listening to me ramble and answer your questions about Ramadan. It's been great to answer these questions. These are very common questions, and sometimes people feel embarrassed to ask them, which you shouldn't feel embarrassed. You don't know them, whether you are Muslim or you aren't Muslim, and you don't know these questions, it's totally fine to ask anyone or Google it up. Everything's on Google nowadays. But yeah, thank you guys so much. How was that? Okay.
We are about to cut.
Nice.